kids to bed, dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the Dad World Order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent, and with me as always, my comrade, the big guy, Big Rig, Eric Murphy.
What up?
How goes it?
It goes.
You can't say how the heck are you. That's
I know.
something different.
Well, you know what? Actually, we can't. How the heck are you, sir?
Hey,
Pal?
not too shabby.
You had an exciting day today.
Yeah.
It's the second half of the day, anyway.
It's a productive day.
Yeah.
No, I guess got great news. I'm gonna be a papaw. Great news.
You wanna elaborate on being a papaw?
My dog's pregnant. On purpose.
Congratulations, Ellie.
Yes.
That'll be cool.
It was so freaking exciting. Like she got an ultrasound and everything, and like you could see the little puppies just swimming, and it was like, oh my god.
That's
Because I
super
mean,
cool.
at that stage, it's just like little figures, so it's not unlike seeing human children. So there's a little bit of emotion there.
So
She's our baby girl.
would you dial that in as a magnificent moment?
Absolutely.
We haven't got to use this stuff in a while. We've been doing all these
I know.
interviews.
Get her overlay back.
Oh shoot.
Props department. I always forget that too. It has been a while since it's just been the OGs.
Right.
Yeah, no, I got to do a audio only show to Spotify on Saturday.
Yeah.
I just ended up rambling on for like 2.5 hours. Those poor guys. Finish Your Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for letting me just flap my gums for a long time. Although, they posed a lot of good questions, so,
Yeah, I mean, that was... How long did you guys go? 2 hours and something?
Almost 2.5 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
It was time, they say time's fun when you're having flies. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, a lot of just finished up the draft with WWE and AEW.
Up the whole
Shaking up.
universe. It even sounds like a Vince McMahon thing to say.
It does. It really does. It's time to shake things up
To its core.
to its very core. And then AEW, and I had some pretty big news today with their day one ticket sales. I think it was the 35,000 the number.
That's the first number I heard. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is impressive.
For a 1 day sale, and they're doing it in like little like shipments, like they're not selling them all at once or whatever.
Dude, people are gonna want to be part of this. This is gonna be historic. This could easily be like the WrestleMania 1 moment for them, or WrestleMania 3, or
Absolutely, yeah.
Naysayers be damned.
Yeah, I love. Well, I shouldn't say I love. It cracks me up all the controversy that comes with this stuff, because you get the tribalism and everything like that. And I saw there was did you see the reporter for ESPN that said, my source says that Wembley's only slated for 40,000 for All In, and basically shitting all over it. And Tony Khan was like, tell Nick Khan to shove it up his ass. And I'm also just like, TK, chill, man. Like, I know it's your baby, but relax.
Yeah.
Tell your what he said. Something.
Had a couple nose beers and was feeling ornery. Who knows?
You never know. Yeah, Dave posted it on his Pro Wrestling Podcast. He's got all your news.
No BS.
No BS. Lies. What a load of crap. Tell your agent Nick Khan to shove it up his ass. Hilarious.
Get him, TK.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, draft was the draft. I don't know. It's with how much the brand split hasn't seemed to have mattered lately. It was hard for me to really get into it. The things that would have made me be like, oh wow, would have been like the Usos going to Raw. Or some backstage segment where Roman makes that happen. Like, no, I don't want him near me. There's, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it just, there really wasn't anything unexpected. And just to already split up Roman and Cody, it just
Yeah.
He's going to go lose this belt too?
I don't know. Hard times, Daddy. Make me earn it. God, that was one of the few parts of Raw I saw last night, and I'm like, God, could you not?
Like a masochistic thing to say, isn't it?
Right. Make me earn it, Daddy.
Daddy Brock.
Daddy Brock, make me earn it. But
take my belt and hit me.
Right. I don't know. I mean, they definitely did switch it up a little. God. Just thought about it now, the weight belt. It's horrible.
Slow burn. I did you see Heyman's for his little promo he had when he talked about Roman? He's like, that's a beautiful piece of gold right there. You know who'd like that? Roman Reigns. What's better than 2 titles? 3. And just the shit-eating grin on his face was priceless.
See, but here's the thing. That's not out of the realm. After Cody lost at WrestleMania, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
I'm going to take that one, too. Tree belt.
Solo, hold this for me. But they did the same thing they did last year with the women switching. So now they're going to have to do a belt trade because the colors don't match.
I was wondering this, yeah. But I was wondering if this is their opportunity to introduce new titles.
I would hope so. I would hope they would have learned from last year because that was terrible. Hurt Becky and Charlotte. That was horrendous.
Yeah. Got a little shooty real quick.
Yeah. But I mean, I think Raw's got I think they got a really good roster. I mean, Rhea, that you had to keep Seth there for star power.
Oh yeah.
And then Sammy and KO were there, but if they're the undisputed tag champions, I'm sure at some point they're going to have to be on SmackDown, which I don't know.
Unless they could, I mean...
Dude, I just unify them. Just make them one tag team title.
Yeah, right? What's the point of them carrying around 2? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because they don't defend them separately, so, if you're going to only defend them together, then it should only be one belt. It only makes sense. Same with Roman straps. It's make him one undisputed title.
I think for me, it's the... I might be a little biased in my saying that because I just want them to get new tag titles because the tag titles they currently have look like something you get out of a cereal box.
Yeah. Not great. I was trying to see who from NXT got called up to Raw.
Quite a few.
Got Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
Which they're a really good women's tag team. So there's
quite a few women's tag teams that are.
I liked that because that bolsters the effectively non-existent women's tag division. But they called up 2 NXT women's tag teams, Isla Dawn and oh gosh darn it, what the heck is her name? It's Alba Fire now. I was trying to remember her name before.
Yeah, they're on SmackDown. Ooh, Indy Hartwell. That's right.
Yeah, called up Indy, which she is injured right now, so I imagine
probably do some backstage segments to have
probably going to vacate that NXT Women's title.
Oh.
I think that's. I think she deserves to be called up. First of all, let me preface by saying that, but I think they might be calling her up a little bit early because they just put the NXT Women's title on her, and I think this is their way of like, oh well, she's injured, she'll vacate it or something, and then she can just be on Raw.
Oh. Well, now they have that whole, what was that? What was it called? The Way?
The Way, yeah. Johnny, Dexter, Candace, and Austin Theory.
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of wish they would do a storyline between Johnny and Austin Theory, because that would be you could really play off the history of that.
They kind of started to and didn't really give it much time other than I think they had like a match. But I mean, that was, when Johnny first came back, that was kind of the first night or so.
Yep.
Yeah, that could have used some more fleshing out for sure. And, they can always revisit that now that, got the quote unquote gang back together.
Right. But I mean, what else? Who else was from NXT? All Pretty Deadly, which is their really good tag team. Zoe Stark, love that. I think that was the one that I wanted the most to come up. Like her
appearance in the Rumble was impressive.
Yeah, she needs to be there.
JD McDonough or
JD McDonough, yep.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Dude, see, that was the thing, is like NXT UK, like that whole I won't say the whole roster, but like
there's a lot of talent came out of there.
80% of that roster could have just gone right to the main roster when NXT UK closed down.
Who is the guy that was like the big match, that was the big champion of that after Walter?
Ilya Dragunov?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on NXT, which I kind of wish he would have got called up, but I don't think they wanted to pull too much star power away.
You gotta have something to make people tune in still.
Because I would love for him and Walter to run it, or him and Gunther to run it back, because their match on NXT, I watched that whole thing where Ilya won it from him. That was one of my favorite matches of the entire year. Like, it was. It shouldn't. And that's the thing. It was just on NXT like television, like it
for free.
Yeah, it was a pay-per-view level match for sure. But yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like anticlimactic because there's all this like quote unquote change, but it's like to be put into effect on May 8th after the Backlash pay-per-view. Is like, then why are we doing it now? Damn it!
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a week too early, basically.
So I'm gonna let it play out a little bit, because Triple H hyped it up like this draft is gonna change the WWE to its very core and all this stuff, and I'm like, how? Because when I hear that, I'm thinking like Roman's on one, Usos on the other. Like, we split up the Street Profits. We do, something, but like nothing crazy happened. So I'm like, unless you have storylines that will make that statement come true.
Because like they drafted other factions altogether.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. Like,
but then they purposefully left the Usos separate from the rest of the bloodline. And then
why would you not draft the bloodline? Number one.
Yeah.
Like, if you can draft the OC, which is 4 people,
or LWO, which is like 7 or 8,
I'd have been like, yes, I'll take the bloodline, number 1, please and thank you.
I'll take all of them. Speaking of that, did you see the Kenny and the Young Bucks and Takeshita talking about the best storyline in wrestling? And Takeshita tells Matt that it's or no, he tells Nick. It's Nick. I always get the two confused.
Yeah.
He tells Nick, he's like, Bloodline's the best storyline. And then he runs into Kenny. He's like, "Can you believe what Takeshita just said?" And he's like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "Well, at least we're second best. Third,
At least we're second best.
He's like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got away from watching BTE, and I
have to. I need to start doing it again for sure. But yeah,
enjoy the Young Bucks even more. Yeah. Although they did have a little tease there. They used their bio again to tease a future matchup with the Usos, which would be go for the world record of
super kicks in a match.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yay.
So, also there are Zion Quinn technically got called up. He didn't get drafted, but he is a free agent, which means he can appear on either brand. Which still, I don't. Elias also, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, Baron Corbin, all free agents. Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Von Wagner. Grayson Waller got called up to SmackDown. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, Grayson Waller ought to be interesting too.
I would think so. Imperium being on Raw is pretty dope. I'm excited to see them go to war with somebody else besides. I mean, as much as I love him versus Sheamus and Brawling Brutes versus Imperium, I want to see them go after some other people.
Yeah. Like, you can't have that kind of match over and over and over too close together because that fire will burn hot and eventually burn out. But
yeah, I mean,
every once in a while, I'll be like, "Hey, remember this last year when we burnt the house down?
Mm-hmm.
Run it back.
Run it back." Yeah, just separate them a little bit. Mm-hmm. I would really like to see Viking Raiders versus Imperium. I think that'd be fun.
That'd be interesting.
And I mean, like, let the Viking Raiders be the Viking Raiders, not what they've been doing with them. I mean, it could be Imperium versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet again, just in red. Let's keep that going.
Yay.
I'd like to see them against Alpha Academy. I think that'd be good.
Imperium versus Alpha Academy.
Yeah. I want Chad Gable to get a shine so bad. That guy is so effing good. And I know he's good as a, kind of comedic wrestler, but he's also one of the best workers on the freaking roster, so.
Oh, God, you said that, and it made me think of Maxim Male Models, which made me think of the conversation we had Saturday where someone said Vince was going to come back with his mustache and join Maxim Male Models and be Vince. There it is.
Vince Masson. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, they call... Is this accurate? All right, this is for Raw. See, I didn't even know half of these happened. Odyssey Jones got called up from NXT.
There was some additional picks. I didn't see, like, the last of the picks.
Yeah, there's all... Yeah, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
You know who I was happy to see? Queen Charmel.
Queen Charmel, yeah, with Booker.
She looked great, and good for him. Good for them to get to, be on screen again. I did not remember she was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I was like, really? But
don't worry, Hit Row got drafted to SmackDown. Do you remember that they were a part of the WWE? I didn't.
Hey, somebody's got to take the pin.
Yeah, I guess so. Cameron Grimes on SmackDown. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To the moon. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
like
you said,
Grayson Waller. Interesting.
Some young talent there. Him and I could see him going after Austin Theory and that U.S. title and be in that picture. Be an interesting matchup. That's
I'm
kind of
hoping Bronson Reed wins it at Backlash, but that's just me.
Oh God.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool. Is he on a Raw or SmackDown?
He's on Raw.
Then he's not going to win.
Who?
Because they're gonna keep the U.S. title on SmackDown.
Oh, because the Intercontinental's on Raw.
Yeah. Okay, not facts, but it's.
No, I got you. It makes sense. I forgot. Yeah, Imperium's on. See, that's the thing, though, is like, if you can swap those, then make the women's titles not fucking color coded.
Yeah, don't be the.
So they can. It shouldn't be the Raw and the SmackDown Women's Champion. Make it the WWE Women's Championship and the fucking
World Champion.
Women's Galaxy Championship or whatever. I don't know.
Divas Champion.
Oh God.
No.
The whole world would burn down. But did you see Trish Stratus got drafted?
Her and Edge both kind of surprised me. Like, why waste a draft pick on that? Like, it's. I don't know. This, especially Trish. I mean, is she in for the long haul? We're gonna see a decent run out of her.
I would think if they're gonna actually announce them being drafted, that they would. Yeah, I would think that they would be in, but
I want to say Edge said he maybe has another year in him.
Yeah,
he said this has been hard on him because he's not, wrestling as much. Not wrestling the full-time schedule like he was. His body isn't calloused. And being, an older gentleman, as myself, I am a papaw. Soon to be.
But yeah, I mean, overall, it's the draft. Kind of.
It's like the Raw after WrestleMania. It's like you kind of expect something big to happen, and usually just leave disappointed.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'll tell you what, talk about going all in and just double or nothinging and all the casino terms. AEW.
Really going full gear,
Buddy. Creating a revolution is what they're doing. But speaking of doubling down, how about a word from our sponsor?
Saturday, May 13th, Tri-State Wrestling invades the Fittin' Center in Hamilton, Ohio. Blake Wright makes his TSW debut as he takes on Sam Beal. The Viral One, Mills Hendricks, battles it out with Justin Xavier. Jake Chris will be squaring off against Certified Luke Curtis. The Fanny Pack Kid Cal Hero goes to battle against the Golden State God Carson Drake. Class is in session as the academic standard GPA goes one-on-one with 12 gauge. In the main event, the TSW heavyweight champion VSK and a partner of his choosing take on Myron Reed and the Wolf of Wrestling Stephen Wolf. It all goes down Saturday, May 13th at the Fittin' Center in Hamilton, Ohio. Event starts at 7. The doors open at 6. Visit TriStateWrestlingOnline.com.
TSW, Tri-State Wrestling. Go check them out. They're awesome. And you'll even get to see my beautiful face at that show. So get your tickets. It's going to be a really good show.
Too many wrestling events.
Dude, so many. So many. But yeah, man, freaking look at this. Freaking Cephas. Do you not sending me stuff while we're on?
Trying to freaking make a show here, dude.
I can't open your video. What if it's inappropriate? It would be pretty funny. I feel like he wants me to open it. It's just your. He doesn't know how to use the internet. Never mind.
How do I forward an email?
I love you, Cephas. I took a lot of vitamins today.
Watch my shows.
Watch my shows.
Had dinner at 4:30.
Watch my program. So AEW All In, stating that they sold 35,000 tickets on day one. Awesome achievement. I would assume they will sell out or at least get close to selling this out, if that's what they sold on day one.
I think if Tony Khan himself has to buy the rest of the seats, that
he
son of a
will.
bitch is going to sell out. There ain't no way they're not going to let it go unsold.
But here's the other thing. They sold 35,000 tickets without a match announced.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's just AEW is always kind of like that, though. I mean, obviously, going to London for all the people that don't actually live in London is a far bigger venture than, us buying tickets to downtown Cincinnati. And, but, usually it's the same case, though, is like we're buying tickets way before they ever announce any kind of card. But
Right.
Are we ever disappointed? Absolutely not. No, it's usually
No, you're gonna have a really fun time, and if they are booking Wembley Stadium, I can guarantee you, people can say what they will about storylines and this, that, and the other thing. Doesn't matter, dude. You are going to have a fun time at that show. So I am jealous of everybody that's going to be there. I will be in Mr. Magnificent's basement, drinking whiskey and probably eating a ton of food.
Awesome.
That's what we usually do.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that, especially all the gusto behind this, they're going to really try to shoot for the moon with this card. So.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you have All Out right after that.
Week after. Literally 1 week after that.
It's very interesting. I'm so curious.
I don't know how they're going to pull that off. I mean, I'm here for it.
And hell, before that, we got Forbidden Door.
Yeah, in June. Man, they got to have something up their sleeve.
I think that's all going to play part in the story. I think the next 2 pay-per-views are going to help set up that. But obviously, thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be just Punk's got to come back for that show, right? You don't book.
What's the date? June 17th
for Forbidden Door or
the Saturday show in Chicago.
Oh, June 21st. No, hold on. No, Wednesday.
That's not a Saturday at all, sir.
No, Wednesday is June 21st. They're in Chicago then, and that's the last AEW before Forbidden Door, which is the 25th. The Saturday show is the 17th, I believe.
Okay, which is also in Chicago.
Yes, which they're going to run Chicago 4 days apart from each other. So, okay.
Sure, why not?
I'm sure they got something going on. There's been some questionable booking, but if you're going to run Chicago that close to each other, you got something going on. I should say if you're going to run Chicago twice that close to each other, you got something going on.
Hold on. My memory's terrible. Remind me. Did we know MJF was coming back when he came back?
At All Out?
Yeah.
How
much of a surprise?
We speculated. I mean, I'm pretty sure I fantasy booked that, but there wasn't like any teases or anything. There was just the Joker in the casino ladder match, and then he came out, and it was very obviously MJF by his mannerisms.
Yeah. It was so awesome.
But no, there was
so cool.
There was no like how Punk was like the worst kept secret with the Darby Allin going, I want to face the best in the world, and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I'm kind of mad. I am mad we didn't get to see how that whole MJF with the Firm versus CM Punk storyline would play out.
Yeah, it really threw a wrench in everything.
That's what I was saying the other day. It was like, I really feel like CM Punk has some making up to do. And I'm curious to how, if and when they bring him back, how they book him. Do they book him heel or do they book him face? What do you think?
I don't know, man. Like, at first, I would have said you got to bring him back as a heel. But
how he went out?
It depends who he's... I mean, if he teams up with FTR, he's going to be a face. There's... You know what I mean? Like, CMFTR is a face team. I don't know. I feel like it's been long enough. I'm sure there's still some people that are mad at him, but I'm not gonna if I'm gonna boo him, I want it to be because he's heel CM Punk, not just because of something he did in the past.
I wish I agree with what you say about the whole if he's teaming up with FTR, because FTR is just so over as a face team right now. However, I prefer heel CM Punk every day, all day over
I do
attempted face CM Punk. It's such an easy avenue for him to come back as a heel too. And FTR has played a heel before, in the Pinnacle. So I mean,
yeah.
In the world of wrestling, you're a couple cheap wins, or just simply aligning yourself, saving his arse from something or another, could change the way people feel.
Right, and it really depends on if they do Elite versus CMFTR in the trios. I mean, that's
what I was kind of leading to.
Yeah,
I got put on the spot about this. Is how do you book that?
I don't know.
I mean,
I really
if this
don't.
is
I
the
feel like
main event for the rumored main event
for
All In.
Yeah.
Then it's how do you book that?
I mean, it's tough because I don't really know that you have like a heel and a face. How would I book it?
Yeah, they give you the reins and you
like the lead up to it, or just the who goes
who do you
over.
Have to come in heel, who you have come in face. How do you lead into it and how do you finish it?
I don't know. I think Punk comes back. Elite are pissed that he's back, in kayfabe. And they, attack him. FTR makes the save. We got CMFTR together, which also gives Punk a little bit of sympathy because everybody loves FTR. You know what I mean? But also, I feel like if they tell it right with the promos, it doesn't really make the Elite heels because they have an honest gripe as to why they're pissed he's back. You know what I mean? Why they're pissed he's back. And I think
they bring TK into that.
I don't know if he is. I just don't think he's good on screen.
No, he's absolutely not. But
I wouldn't
be
involve
it from him to try to
get
involved. Lenny fell down.
But I think you could just make it a really relatable human story. It doesn't have to be good versus evil, good guy versus bad guy. It can just be, we had, people, emotions flare up and everything, and now we're going to settle this type thing. You know what I mean? Like, it can be the way they do it. Huh?
It sounds boring. They have all this. They have all that heat. You got to play on that.
No. That's what I'm talking about, though. Is like with the promos, they can make it a very relatable human story, and everybody can pick their own side. They don't have to tell you, oh, you have to root. These are the baby faces. These are the heels.
It can be obvious.
Just make it a fucking tribalism thing. Whoever's a CM Punk mark, whoever's a Kenny Omega mark, like, go to your corners and yell at each other on the internet for 6 months. I don't know. Like, I think it could be really good where they could almost go back and forth. You're like, oh, well, they got a point. Like, I'm going to cheer for them here. Oh, well, no, actually, they got a point here. I could want to, and then you finally pick your side going into All In, and you're just
kind of have a Hogan versus Rock moment,
Yeah.
The crowd decide who the hell's, who's who.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Just make it organic.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying like, oh, let's just have a friendly exhibition. I'm saying fucking
Sir, I strongly dislike you. I challenge you to a grapple war.
Challenge you
to a feat of strength.
To a feat of strength and a round of fisticuffs.
My good man. Oh shit. So who goes over?
I mean, it's hard to say, depending on, obviously how they book it. But if I'm booking it, if they're in London for the first time ever,
is it like a kung fu movie right now?
CM Punk is in there in London for the first time since God knows when. I think Punk and FTR go over.
I say for the morale of the locker room. It's gotta be the Elite. I get that. I get that. I don't know. I mean, me myself, I definitely was obviously ecstatic when he came back, and I was one of the screaming fans when he came back to Dynamite the night after.
Oh yeah.
That being said, like you said earlier, when he came in and touted all this, I want to, work with the best and this and that, and then how starkly different of a person it seemed to be at that after party or whatever.
I think I'm going to change my answer, because now that I think about it, I think you're right. Because if they have Punk go over at their biggest event ever, I don't think it.
Even if it's a shady win, like the Elite have to win.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It just it sets a bad precedent that you can be a dickhead and then come back and go over.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Here was my finish. You're gonna love this.
Okay.
If you haven't heard it already, I'm gonna repeat it because it cracks me up when I listen back to it. So Kenny gets Punk up, one winged angel, 1, 2, 2.99, kicks out of the one winged angel.
Punk kicks out?
Yes.
The first one to do it.
Gets Kenny up for the GTS. Out of nowhere, Ryback comes through the crowd and spears the shit out of him.
No!
Kenny pins him 1, 2, 3.
The only thing that makes it better is if it's Goldberg.
Oh my God, yes.
Goldberg just stands over him. Bret Hart fucking sucks.
That's what it is. Goldberg, Ryback, and Wardlow form a spear brotherhood.
Yeah. A meathead brotherhood.
It's a meathead brother. I guess Hobbs could be in there. The four meathead of the apocalypse, run by Arn Anderson.
I could dig it, in a sense.
Sucker!
I really could. Gosh darn it.
Playing sound bits?
No.
You watching naughty films here?
No, I'm not. I would never do that.
The sanctimonious
Son of a bitch. But yeah, I don't know. See, that's the thing is like there's so many really good matches you could put on in Wembley, and like I almost want to see Ospreay versus Kenny for the U.S. title, and Ospreay goes over in London.
Ospreay versus Vikingo.
Well, that'd be amazing too.
I mean, just for an event like that is just throw open every door and window, forbidden or not.
Right.
Just lay out. Show it to the world like, hey, this is the world display of there is wrestling outside of Vince McMahon's grasp.
Yeah.
And it's because all these other companies besides WWE work so well, intertwined together, and they get to feature each other, and that's great for us fans, and great for those wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And not be that so closed off to the world and act like these other companies don't exist.
Yeah, I agree. And I genuinely hope that it's just an absolute effing success, and it just keeps the momentum going. Because like we've always talked about, man, competition breeds greatness. You saw it with WCW and WWF in the 90s. Let's do it again and just keep it going forever. Just infinite back and forth. Like, why does there just have to be... Like, WrestleMania is always going to be WrestleMania. But why does it have to be the only thing? Why can't we have two?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's, we had the Super Bowl, but what else is there besides the Super Bowl? If WrestleMania is Super Bowl, what is the other thing?
I mean, nothing. There's not really another... I mean, the XFL isn't really a thing yet. I mean, it is, but...
How about the college football national championship?
Quit.
No, I won't quit, sir.
He's scratching at my tum-tum.
Oh, can't say anything about Bad Boy for Life.
That's right.
See my sweatshirt?
It's a pretty dope sweatshirt.
I think it's cute.
It is.
I think it's sexy.
It's sexy.
I got the moves. Drive the
Girls wild.
I'm just a sexy dad. Sexy
dad.
Don't
Love
tell
it.
my wife though. She gets mad.
You're so stupid. I love it.
Why is my sound so low? Crank this shit up.
Stupid idiot.
Stupid idiot.
Some sounds are really loud and some sounds are not. So it's like commercials late night on TV. Or you remember that? Like be laying in bed with the TV on and all of a sudden like Sham Wow comes on and it's like, oh no!
Who's the
3 in the
OxyClean?
morning.
OxyClean guy, Billy. It's Billy from OxyClean.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
I think so.
Gone too soon.
Yeah,
Only the good die young.
that's right. Well, sir, you got anything else?
Yeah, tune in Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. ish. We have a special little interview. Not only is it Thursday, and it is an official Wolfpack edition.
Wolfpack Thursday.
We have a special guest, Eric.
Mr. Blake Money Wright, who will be performing at Tri-State Wrestling on May 13th.
Wow. See, we did that.
And he is going to come on and talk to us, and we are going to pick his brain about what this show is going to be all about. If he thinks that he's going to win, I'm sure he does. I don't think I've ever met a wrestler that's like, nah, I'm probably going to lose. Yeah. So we're pretty excited for that. So tune in 8:30 p.m. on Thursday. We will be back talking to Blake Money Wright. What's up, Will?
Yes! I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, I miss Will from UK. Every time.
Will's
Thanks
awesome.
for watching, Will, dude.
Appreciate
Much
you, man.
love.
But yeah, so we will be back then, and we got a lot more and boiling in the pot, waiting to come up. So it's gonna be pretty awesome.
Stuff and things are happening. Some events coming up. Like we've mentioned, Tri-State Wrestling is May 13th. Also, NWF Thunderdome is May 13th, which I'll be at with me and the boys. Split dad duty that night.
Absolutely.
And
you know what? Sometimes we gotta spread, our fatherly love across the
multiple promotions.
The area, multiple promotions. We're a hot commodity these days. So,
Dad's in demand.
Dad's in demand indeed.
Did.
But
Dope.
yeah, rock and roll. Go check out our T Public Pro Wrestling Tees. We got merch on there, tons of it. If you're, or if you just want to hit us up, we got stuff in house. We can ship it to you. So yeah, please check that out. And until next time, I got my dog right up my butt. Do you want to say hi, Briscoe? Is that it? Hold on. Say hi. Say hi, Briscoe. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, she's with XPW, so she
Long
is
road
gonna be
back.
doing some stuff with them. Yep. All right. Until next time, Top Dads out.
Dad, World War.